How was everybody's weekend? I don't think anything major happened, so that's all. That's the end of this video. No, for those of you that don't know, D23 just happened. It's a big fan event for Disney. They announced a lot of movies that are coming, a lot of TV shows, a lot of things for the theme parks, the cruise lines. They announced a bunch of things. Kind of think of it like every year Apple announces their new iPhones at a big conference. It's like that, but for Disney stuff. So if you weren't able to hear everything that Disney announced for their theme parks and cruise lines this weekend, then let me kind of recap some of those and I'll give my thoughts on them, and we can just sort of talk in the comments about what we all think about some of the new things that are coming to the parks and experiences. Hey everybody, my name is Christian with Vertigo Views, and I'm actually really excited. Disney's D23 experiences the past few years have been a little, let's say, underwhelming. So I was pretty happy to hear that they had announced a bunch of stuff for this D23, and let's sort of dive into some of the things that they announced, because there's a lot, and I think that it's going to be really important for us to sort of talk about some of these things. I also really want to try my best to make sure that I am not just being negative or overly positive. Like, I really want to try and come at this with both sides of everything. I know that Disney fans a lot of times can be really critical and, can overlook certain things. And I really want to try and do my due diligence to make sure that I am being as honest as possible and that I'm just giving my thoughts. So remember that anything that I say in this video that doesn't come directly from Disney is just my own personal thoughts and feelings. That doesn't necessarily mean, one, that it's necessarily going to be exactly what happens, or you may feel differently, and that's okay. We all don't have to feel this exact same way about all of these announcements. So let's just kind of take everything with a grain of salt, be grateful that we're going to be seeing a lot of things coming to the Disney parks and experiences in the next few years, and go from there. Okay, so first off, they announced that Avatar is getting its own land coming to Disney California Adventure. Okay, fine. I'm not a huge fan of the first Avatar movie. However, I will say that I enjoyed the second Avatar movie a lot more. And it seems like this land is going to be themed around the second movie a little more. So that's kind of exciting. And if it has any amount of the level of detail that the Avatar World of Pandora has at Disney's Animal Kingdom, this land is going to be really fun. The main attraction that they talked about, they didn't give a ton of details. It looks like it's going to be a boat ride. You're going to go through some different environments. It could be really immersive. Again, if it's going to be like Navi River Journey at Animal Kingdom, I kind of want a little more from that ride, and the capacity also isn't great. So you wait in line for a long time and then the ride is okay. So I'm hoping for a little more on this one, but I'm sure with the amount of detail that I know they're capable of, it could be really, really great. Next up, they announced that a Coco ride is coming to Disney California Adventure, and I am so excited for this. I am so jealous that they are getting a Coco ride. It's one of the best Disney Pixar movies I've seen in the last few years. Again, it looks like it's going to be a boat ride, but it's going to have different Coco characters. It's going to be really themed to the whole Coco movie, and I'm just really excited that we're getting a Coco ride. This is definitely a movie that deserves a ride, and honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if it got its own land. It just was a great movie. It resonated with a lot of people. I'm super excited for this. The Avatar land and the Coco attraction are really making me want to go back to California Adventure. It's my second favorite Disney park, and now there's going to be even more exciting things for me to see when I visit. So I'm really excited about this Coco ride, and I'm interested to see what the Avatar land is going to be as well. Next up, they announced that a new nighttime parade is going to be coming to Magic Kingdom. I actually have never seen any of the nighttime parades that were at Magic Kingdom or Disneyland or anything, so I'm kind of intrigued by this because this will be something new to me. I know a lot of people have really wanted them to be bringing back some nighttime parades again, but it looked really cool. I'm sure it'll look really pretty. Parades and fireworks and like those nighttime events usually aren't the main reason I visit Disney, but it is nice to sort of see them extending the entertainment that they offer into the evening. So it'll be really cool to see. I'm excited to see it whenever I visit Magic Kingdom. I believe that they also announced some nighttime events for some of the other parks as well. I think they mentioned Disneyland Paris, they mentioned Disney Adventure World getting some nighttime events. So those all look really cool, especially the Adventure World nighttime event. It looks like it's gonna be a 360 view around their new lake. So I'm excited to see what that all looks like. And I guess I'm just gonna have to go to Paris soon. Speaking of Paris, they announced that Disney Adventure World will be getting a Lion King themed attraction in land right off of their Adventure Bay Lake. And this looks really cool. It looks like the main ride is going to be sort of like a Splash Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure style ride, but you're gonna splash down from Pride Rock. So this is great. I can't believe it's taken them this long to really capitalize on the Lion King in this way. So I'm excited. And again, it's just another reason for me to have to go back to Disneyland Paris and that resort and visit it again. They announced that they're going to be at Disneyland creating the first ever Walt Disney animatronic. And I think that that's really cool. I think it'll be neat to really see Walt talking to you. I'm intrigued to see what the show itself is going to be like. I know that animatronics in the past with Disney have been really impressive. And to finally see the creator of all of this get his own animatronic, it's gonna be really cool, and it'll probably be pretty emotional. So I'm excited to see that at Disneyland. All right, and up next is gonna be the thing that I probably get a lot of hate for saying. Just so we're all clear, Disney's Animal Kingdom is my favorite Disney park. So I've known that they've been talking about replacing Dinoland for quite a while, and I know that there have been some rumors about what's going to be replacing it. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of have some mixed feelings on what was announced. So it's basically going to be themed to, I think, the tropical Americas or Central America. I'm not sure officially what they're calling it, and that's all well and good. So first they announced that they're completely redoing the Dinoland area, which I think is great. I think it's needed. That area has kind of become an eyesore, especially in a park as beautiful as Animal Kingdom, so I think that's great. They announced that there's gonna be a carousel that has different animals from the Disney films that you can ride. I think that's fantastic. I think that's a great way to tie in Disney's IP while still respecting what Disney's Animal Kingdom is all about, which is really animals and the worlds that they inhabit, whether they're real or mythical. I think that that's a really great way to tie everything in together. So then they announced that Indiana Jones is coming. And I have mixed feelings on this. So this is going to be replacing Dinosaur, which on the one hand, that ride has seen better days. It is kind of in a sorry state. It's not necessarily an IP that people are attracted to still, but it is a beloved attraction, and so it's sad to see it go. However, I just don't know if Indiana Jones is the best move. It's not really, the last movie, for example, came out and didn't really do much. Harrison Ford is getting older. I just don't know if it's an IP that's super relevant anymore for a brand new attraction. They did say it's gonna be a completely new story and it's gonna revolve around Indiana Jones trying to find this mythical beast he heard about in this temple. And so I guess they're trying to tie it into the whole animal theme of Animal Kingdom, but I don't know. This one I'm gonna kind of have to wait out and see before I have final thoughts, but I'm apprehensively excited about it. The Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland is fantastic, so if it's going to be that level of quality, that'll be really exciting. I just don't know if it necessarily is the best fit for Animal Kingdom. And then we come to the fact that Encanto is getting a ride at Animal Kingdom. So I really dislike that movie. I think first of all, it's just not a great movie. I also have major issues with some of the morals and some of the things that they show in that movie. So the fact that one of my least favorite Disney movies is getting a ride at my favorite Disney park is really disheartening to me. That being said, I also don't really understand why this movie is being featured at Animal Kingdom. I know that there's that one child in the movie that can speak to animals, but he's not a major character. He doesn't have a lot of screen time, and for them to base an entire ride off of this family, how much of the animal aspect are we really going to be getting? I just don't really think that, first of all, this makes sense at Animal Kingdom. It would make better at Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios, somewhere else. But also, too, just the fact that, like I said, my least favorite Disney movie is going to get a ride at my favorite Disney park is just sort of upsetting. So we love a ride that is themed to a movie about gaslighting. Also, Justice for Emperor's New Groove. Why aren't they putting anything related to that in the Animal Kingdom land? They announced that Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Disneyland is going to be opening up in November, so I'm excited for you all in Disneyland. I haven't got a chance to ride it yet at Walt Disney World, but it looks great, so I'm really excited that you all will get to experience this as well. They also announced that 2 lounges are coming next year, which I think is going to be really great. So they're going to have a Pirates-themed lounge at Magic Kingdom and a Spaceship Earth-themed lounge at Epcot. So that's really exciting. It'll be another place for people to sort of get away from the crowds, have a few drinks and relax. And I love that they are tying these into park original IPs. Granted, Pirates now has the movies and everything, but the fact that they're using that Disney original attraction and the Disney original attraction of Spaceship Earth and creating lounges around those instead of just saying, okay, we're gonna create a lounge around like Inside Out or something that's so blatantly just based on a movie IP is really exciting. Can we all just take a minute to think about if they had a lounge themed to Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom? A revamped test track opens in 2025. Okay, I get that they're retheming this. They may have gotten money from sponsors to do it. I don't think the ride necessarily needed rethemed. I'm excited to see the differences in it. I just think Epcot in general needs a few more rides instead of them just like revamping things that are there. I wish that they would add a few more things to sort of spread people out among those rides. And please, if you're going to fix up another ride again, please do Figment. That ride is screaming for help. Please, please fix Figment. So this next one partially surprised me, and it also partially didn't. So there's a Cars Land coming to Magic Kingdom, which I had heard as a rumor. I had heard that it was going to be more similar to the Cars Land at California Adventure though, and it sounds like this is gonna be its own thing. So that's really exciting. It sounds like it's gonna be kind of themed to like off-roading, and it's gonna be its own thing in Magic Kingdom, and that's really exciting. They also announced that it's going to be taking the place of Tom Sawyer's Island and Rivers of America. So it's going to be really weird walking through that area of Magic Kingdom and not seeing the water and the boats anymore. However, I really want to applaud them for changing up Frontierland. They said this is a reimagining, and I think it's really admirable that they aren't just keeping things the same for the sake of keeping them the same. I like that they're saying this area needs an update. We're going to update it and completely change this one area of it. So I'm really excited. I think that this could be really cool. I think it's another thing to bring people to Magic Kingdom and spread those crowds out a little more, because I don't think that Tom Sawyer's Island and the riverboats are really driving people to the park, and they're not really like taking that many people out of the midways and out of other ride lines. So I think that having this new Cars Land will be really, really great for Magic Kingdom. Disney Cruise Line announced 4 more new ships. So they're going to have a bunch of new ships coming out in the next few years. So that's really exciting. I'm excited to see where else they are sailing to, what all these ships are going to offer. They announced that one of the new ships is going to be having Hercules as the main show. And finally, we are getting a Hercules musical, justice for that movie. I am super excited. I'm a travel agent. I can help you plan a trip, and it's really exciting to me that there are going to be more opportunities for Disney Cruise Line families that want to go now, so I'm really excited for this. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is getting a new storyline themed around the Mandalorian and Grogu, aka Baby Yoda. Again, okay, it's not my favorite ride. It's one of those rides where the queue line is really worth it to me, but the ride itself is fun, but not something I have to do every time I visit. So a new revamped storyline, great. I'm glad they're breathing some new life into it. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. So sounds fun. In a shock that I don't know if anyone really saw coming, Disney's Hollywood Studios is getting a Monsters, Inc. themed land, and finally, a family roller coaster that's suspended and themed to the scene in Monsters, Inc. with the doors, where they're trying to find Boo's door. I wanted this ride, and I said it out loud in 2001 when the movie came out. So I am so excited that this is gonna be a ride. However, this is gonna be another big attraction coming to Hollywood Studios, and I think that one of the things that park needs are a few more filler attractions. They need some more smaller rides, because right now, when you go to Hollywood Studios, you have these huge rides that get huge lines and not a lot of filler attractions to kind of spread that out. So in the future, I'd like to see more of those style of attractions at Hollywood Studios, like alien swirling saucers at Hollywood Studios. Dumbo's the flying elephant at Magic Kingdom. Those rides that are fun, but they're not going to drive huge amounts of people, like a Tower of Terror, a Rock and Roller Coaster, Mickey and Minnie's, or any of the Star Wars rides. So I'm super, super, super excited that we're getting this Monsters Inc. Land and Roller Coaster. In the future, I'd like to see Hollywood Studios get some more things to spread the crowds out a little more. But I'm sure that this will also help. It's going to be a big ride, it's going to be a big draw, and it may draw people away from some of the other bigger rides in the park. So it could help. They announced that they are going to be doubling the size of Avengers Campus in Disney California Adventure with 2 new rides. So one of them is going to be, honestly, very similar to the Spider-Man ride at Universal. Everyone was saying it, I'm just repeating it. It is true though. And then the other one looks like it's going to be a kind of a cool robotic arm thing that it looks like it could really be possibly kind of high thrill, because it probably has the potential to flip you upside down and everything. So that all looks really cool. They also announced that Shanghai Disneyland is going to be getting a Spider-Man themed roller coaster. I don't think that this is going to be anything super scary. It's not going to be on like a Tron or Rock and Roller Coaster level. It's probably going to be a little more intense than, say, a Slinky Dog Dash. But I bet it's going to be more of a family coaster. But giving Spider-Man his own themed roller coaster is just super cool. And finally, we've got the best announcement of the night, in my opinion. We've got an official announcement for a Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom. So a few things that are really great about this. One, I love that they are sort of breaking the mold of Magic Kingdom, because Magic Kingdom is usually like the happy-go-lucky, here's where all the princesses are, everything is fine. And they're making a dark world that's themed to the villains. It looks like it's going to have Maleficent's castle. It looks like it's going to have a roller coaster. I want that roller coaster to be high thrill. I want it to have inversions. I want it to be scary. I don't want it to be like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Slinky Dog Dash. I want it to be a scary attraction. It's also really cool that this will be in the park that has the resort's Halloween event. So that'll be really cool around Halloween, I'm sure. I'm so excited that we're getting this land. Not only are we probably going to get some great places to eat, some great scenery, some great rides, but we'll get to see some of those iconic Disney villains. Ursula, Jafar, Captain Hook, the family from Encanto. There's so many options that they can do with this land. So many things can be done, and I can't wait. I feel like this is a thing that most people are excited for, and for good reason. What did you all think of D23? I'm really curious what you all think. I think that with Universal building a brand new theme park down the road next year, I think that this is the response Disney needed. Now, I will say a lot of these attractions aren't going to be open until sometime between 2027 and 2030, which is a long time away. And we have seen stuff get announced before that then ends up getting cut. So I'm hopeful that this all is going to still be put in the parks. But when they announced it, they said that dirt is moving, these things are in progress. So I hope that they really stick with it. And I hope that these rides all end up being amazing and up to the quality that we know that Disney can do. So I'm really excited. I was going into this D23 very nervous based on previous years when they were just like announcing ideas that they had. I'm very excited they announced a lot of things for a lot of different parks, and it really seems like they're going to be investing in the parks and the experiences that they offer in general. So what did you all think? Leave me a comment. Talk to me on social media about it. I'm really excited. What are your thoughts? I'll talk to you all later, so enjoy.